But hey, okay, this is going to be the third part of our series. I really hope you enjoyed this one. This is going to be a fun, interesting little journey. We're going to have to do some math. But what I wanted to build was a box plot chart like this. So we would have like a box plot here, and a box plot here, and a box plot here. And my scenario, I'll talk about the scenario we're going to design it for probably in the next video. But I just wanted to show you, if we put in some sample data, we're going to have to get the top of the box, which is the third quartile. We're going to have to get the bottom of the box, which is the first quartile. We're going to have to get the median, which is that line in the middle. And then we have to get the max and the minimum, but those can't include any outliers. So if you have an outlier, then that's not part of your minimum. So I found this Alcula. It's not secured, but it describes everything. So it's a vertical line protruding from the box, extends to the minimum and maximum values of the data set, as long as these values are not outliers. So what I have found is I wanted to figure out how do we determine what these quartiles are. Because I'm good with the median. And we'll talk about all of these in depth. So if I plug these in, this is the values that I get for the first quartile. Now if I go to another quartile calculator online, and I plugged in the same data, bring it up here, same numbers. This says the first quartile is 5. And this says the first quartile is 4.5375. So there's some debate on how quartiles are calculated. We're going to look at that. We're going to write some JavaScript, get it through all of our calculations the way that we want them to be. Hopefully you will agree with my interpretation of the quartile. And I found this other page, Calculator Soup, and it describes everything fairly well. So I went off this one as my basis of what is correct and what is not correct. So what we'll do is we'll talk about the data now. We'll say that we have a grocery store environment, and all the cashiers are allowed to void an item off after they ring it up. So we want to look for each day of the week, take all of our cashiers and look at all of their voids and get a box plot so we can see who has the outliers of their voids, and then make it to where you can click on the box plot and maybe display some information below the chart that gives you more details about the activity for that day. Because just because a cashier may have outliers, like, oh, I had a $100 void, but all my other voids are like $4 or $5 or $6, it's not really an indication that something is wrong. A better indication would be maybe the frequency of the voids, or the quantity. If cashier 1 had 50 voids, and the other cashiers all had around 5 or 6 in a day, and that would be something that would catch your eye. So we're going to build all this out. I think what we'll do is create just a vanilla JavaScript project, build our functions, test them all out, and then start to build our chart. I think that's how we will start. So in the next video, we will set all that up and get started on this really cool box plot journey.